So just starting this up, just in case I see or hear something funny. So far, the crackheads, crazies, and meth heads have all disappeared like roaches. And I'm able to watch TV and actually drink a cup of coffee. Hallelujah, brother. Let's see what happens, though. Uh, that old saying, you spoke too soon, usually happens to me often. So there you go. Oh, only one sign of the great and powerful Wade Wilkinson. He was out here Friday night with his fucking hoochie mamas. The girl, he told me that she went to New York with her pretty boy boyfriend who's on heroin, and he made her suck, for heroin. So yeah, he told me all about her too. Everybody's business. He, like I said, kept telling me, and I kept trying to shut him down, saying I don't want to know this stuff. I don't want to know this stuff. But he kept telling me. So I kept recording it. I mean, what am I supposed to do? I was recording it to get my cover my ass in case he tried to set me up, and well, he did. So here we are. Tried to set me up for a fall, in other words. They wanted to rob me and deplete my bank account and use me up, and that didn't work out his way. He got very little out of me. Believe me, very little. So he didn't get shit. That's why he's angry and running around like a hornet now. You know what I mean? Oh, that and the fact that he told on everybody in town. And I guess he thought he could trust me. Well, when you backstab me and fuck me over, there's no trust left. So, sorry, Wade, you did this to everybody. Jeff, Scott Ohm, the girls around you, you told on everybody. So, sorry, they're the ones that need to oust you out of their lives because you're untrustworthy. So you can be as mad at me as you want, but you did it. So... And you stole my hoodies, and you stole my radio, and you tried to fuck me over, and that was your first mistake. Say that? Okay, buddy. Forest Ranger. Go, Power Stranger. There you go. Again, I wouldn't know any of this stuff or any of these names unless he told me. He didn't tell me Jeff's last name, but he'd be easy to find because Linfield's a small town. He said Jeff lives with his mom down in Linfield. Linfield, you can spit from one end to the other, so you could probably find Jeff easy. And like I said, he has a wife up on York Street, past 70 York, so they live up. She lives up in there with some guy, and Jeff frequents there all the time. So if you find him down in Linfield, a guy named Jeff, and he matches the description of the guy hanging up on York Street, you got your man. Wouldn't be hard for a detective or anybody to find. And like I said, Scott Ohm, he could be in Bucks, one of them counties. There's a news article on my Facebook wall about him having a gun and running around without a license. So I'm sure it isn't his first scrape with the law. But he told me he's the chef, he's the cook, he's the one cooking up the meth and distributing it all over Pottstown. And Wade was kind enough to help him smoke it and sell it. So this is what Wade was telling me. So from what I gather and what I saw and what I partook in while I was down the motel with him, because he forced... he came up on me and, blah, blah, blah. We were talking and he said, he had cancer, this, that, and the other. And I said, well, you can stay with me at the motel, get a hot shower, blah, 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 until you get your on your feet or whatever you decide to do. He's trying to call 211 to get off the street, get into chalk, I think it was, contact outreach. And I said, well, come stay in a motel. At least you get a hot shower. I didn't invite the whole troop, his drug dealer's little dog, all his dirt-dwelling hookers that were, trickling in as Wade was bringing them in. So, again, I'm not trying to start nothing with them. It's not their fault that he's a big-mouth fucking dry snitch and probably a snitch. Meanwhile, he's telling me, about his brother, the cop, and the judge, and how crooked they are, and how they hunt on his mom's property, and how they leave him break the law, growing pot plants on the property, and poaching deer and getting away with it, and on and on and on. He was telling me all these stories right on camera, mind you. Now I have all these. I don't have them on my person because I don't want the cops breaking in and stealing them, or the judge subpoenaing me and demanding to see the videos. They will come out eventually if this goes to court. So that's when I'll provide the judge and everybody else with every little detail. Copies, of course. I'll keep the originals. But, or if Wade Wilkinson feels that he needs to puff up his chest and pretend he's a Power Ranger again and decides to screw with me through other people or himself, then they might get, the videos might get trickled down or little snippets might be released to the public to just show how much of a bitch he is and how much of a snitch he is, and that he is the most untrustworthy person to ever have around you. And I'm warning everybody across town, all the drug dealers, everybody. This man will tell on you quick, whether you want him to or not. It just boils right out of his mouth. So if you're around him and he brings somebody up to you, he's going to tell that somebody everything about you. Believe that. So, okay. And that's one of the major things I did not like being around him. He sucks you right into the cesspool of his life and just gets you involved in every little aspect. And I don't want to be like that. I want this is what I want. I'm sitting here drinking a cup of coffee, smoking a cigar, and watching my favorite show. That's all I want. I'm retired. I'm 60 years old. I don't need all that muck and mire and cesspool shit. So if that's the way he wants to live, go live in Spring City like that, Royersford. Go live, in Linfield like that. Leave Pottstown alone. I love Pottstown. I was born and raised here, off and on. This used to be such a nice town till you showed up. You know what I'm saying? Go somewhere else. Take Scott home and Jeff with you, and all your little dirt-dwelling little hookers. Now, there's a good idea. Why don't you go through the woods and pick out all the girls you gave AIDS to and bring them down by Hobbitland or in Linfield and let them set up tents down there, and you herd them around like Charlie Manson, like you're their guru or something like that. You can bring them meth and you can feed them and you can do whatever you want. Bring them all down there in Linfield near Jeff's house. There you go. They can prostitute right out of the bar down there if the bar's still open. You all can panhandle and steal your way to a minivan and call it the Manson family wagon, and you can, truck all over the place then. You can get your own, little minivan going, traveling whores and meth. Scott Ohm can deliver you down there in Phoenix or Linfield where you can set up residence and leave Pottstown alone. There you go.